Remember the other day when Daniel gave me all kinds of shade because I had store-bought tortillas? Hey man, we're making tacos, right?
Yeah.
I got some tortilla shells right here.
What the hell did you just say to me? I have my own recipe.
Well, luckily, he showed me step by step how to make tortillas the way he was taught by Chef Dagger in Wheeling, West Virginia. As a chef, I'm always researching and developing and finding new techniques and getting really excited about trying things out. A lot of times, I'll pick something up because I got excited in a moment and then I won't have time to get back to it for like ever. I mean, I'm the guy that has 16 tabs open on his internet browser. So I've had this tortilla press for like 5 years. And I've never had the chance to actually make tortillas or learn how to make them. And it's awesome, Daniel, that you're here because you make killer tortillas. I've seen them on your Instagram feed. I would be so thankful if you could show me how to do that.
It's a tried and true process. And like, I tried, I failed, tried, I failed, tried, I failed. And then you just get it because it's a science, but it's also an experiment.
Right.
How I learned to make these particular tortillas from a local Latina chef, Chef Dagger, aka Tiffany Schwender. When she was at the McClure doing her thing, making her tacos, I helped her with a process video. She's out here putting like chilies in her masa, like to make for tortillas. Changed my life. I was like, I'm gonna borrow that idea and kind of like do my own thing with it and see what happens. And I haven't looked back since.
That's
awesome.
Why
would you?
And the masa is it's a ground cornmeal, basically, right?
Yeah.
Then that's like, it's corn flour, basically. And that's what the tortilla is made out of.
Yep.
But you're adding other things into that.
Yeah.
That's what these beauties are for.
Yeah, you have guajillos, just a little bit of flavor and color. There's a little bit of smokiness with these, but this is the bread and butter. Oh yeah, get it in there. Oh my God, that smokiness.
These are chipotles, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, that smells great.
Hot pocket. They're so good.
So we're gonna start with these peppers.
Yeah, so the prepping process is pretty simple. You cut into them just vertically, knock out some seeds. That way, like I said, they won't be too hot.
Right, flavor, not heat.
Yeah, always. They're pretty fragile and they're pretty simplistic, so you just kind of break that guy open.
And where can you find these peppers? Do you order them online or are they at the grocery store?
You can order them online if you want to. So there's a local Mexican grocery store in Washington, PA called Las Palmas. Mm-hmm. It's like the best, most authentic ingredients, an entire giant shelf of just dried peppers.
Oh, that's awesome.
All kind of awesome meats, everything you need. And they have street tacos on the side.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love me some street tacos. Yeah, thinking about making tortillas, one of the coolest experiences I had was visiting a place in Chicago near Midway Airport, Berea Zaragoza.
Tell me about that.
It was all goat. So they had goat tacos.
Yeah, that's the authentic.
Yeah, and goat consomme. And that was all you could get. And,
I need that.
And it was like this tiniest little kitchen, and the grandma was back there just pressing tacos, man, just pressing them over and over and over again, firing them.
Oh, that sounds so good.
With like such speed and grace. It was just amazing.
It makes it look completely
Yeah.
effortless. Which isn't fair because it's super hard. But I guess if you've been doing that your entire life,
right?
You know what I mean? If that's part of your culture, then it should be a cakewalk. Like, these have hurt my feelings more than they haven't, you know? And
how many times did it take before you felt like you had it kind of nailed?
At least 15.
Really?
Yeah. And it doesn't matter, like, you don't add enough water or too much water or anything like that. Like, don't get crazy with it, but they're never going to taste bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. What's the hardest part? The consistency?
Yeah, finding that perfect consistency is rough. And that was like kind of part of the journey to get it perfect. And what I found out is it has to be slightly softer than Play-Doh.
Okay.
But like hella delicious.
Gotcha. All right, so now we process the peppers. What's the next step?
Well, usually a tortilla recipe calls for like, if you have 2 cups of masa, usually it's like a cup and a half of water. I refuse to do that just because of trial and error, so I always like to use 2, let it do its thing. And I know you've been here before with boiling water, so I don't have to explain that. So, water's dancing. Don't worry if there's like too many seeds in here. It's not going to be over the top spicy. I mean, it's going to have a little kick, but like, let's be honest here, they're tacos.
Yeah.
Eat up or get beat up.
They should have a little bit of a kick. So what are we looking for here?
So as the water boils, you'll see that they continuously get softer.
Yeah.
And like I said, this process might take like 2 minutes.
Okay.
You don't want to overcook them or anything like that, because even to the touch right now, they are significantly softer than they were. And also look for color of the water, because it's not going to be completely red or anything like that, but you will see that those flavors and all that smokiness and the seeds of the pepper just out here spreading love.
Oh yeah, and the smell coming out of this right now is insane. That all that's in there is water and peppers is hard to believe. How do you know it's done? Like, what color are you looking for?
You get a
Rust?
feeling in your heart.
Okay, you got to listen to the ancestors. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, man. Just a little darker. It doesn't take long whatsoever, like, especially with the Guajillo, very, very thin skin. I would say the Chipotle would probably take a little longer. So, the pepper Kool-Aid, it looks good to me. So we're going to go ahead and blend it up and prep this for the masa. Jesus, take the wheel.
All right, here we go.
Watch your hands, don't burn yourself. You're doing good. Look at him go.
All right, so pulse it or just, like, go nuts?
You can go nuts. It's not going to hurt anything. That's crazy, man. Look at that. God damn. Perfect.
Blended burger? What's a blended burger? This is a blended burger. Into the measuring cup we go. That's pretty.
Right?
Ooh, that's got a kick to it too.
Since I'm not a chef and I'm a giant wuss, I like to put a couple ice cubes in here because
You got to work it with your hands.
Work it with your hands, baby boy, all day long.
Gotcha.
And it will burn your little fingertips right off your body.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not talking like a ton of ice.
Just to get it
just
warm.
enough not to die.
Okay.
2 cups masa. Always calls for like a cup and a half of water. Like I said, I like to use 2 because it's a science experiment at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like perfectly measured, because chances are you might add some more masa to it.
Right. You can go back and forth, masa water.
All day long. All day long.
And it's not like you're ever going to have too many tortillas.
No, that's not a thing. Because you could always freeze them.
Can you?
Send them as Christmas gifts.
Can you really freeze them?
Yeah.
Do you freeze them cooked or uncooked? Probably uncooked, huh?
A little of both. I've never really had any issues.
Oh, cool. Okay, so basically we're doing a 1-to-1 ratio. We're right around there. You did 2 cups of masa.
Yeah.
We're right around 2 cups of water, or this pepper stock that we made.
Yeah, around that for sure. And we start constructing. I got the gloves on, otherwise you're gonna get tortilla dust all up under your fingernails. And also, like I said, it's pretty hot.
Yeah.
You just start the process nice and slow.
It's still pretty warm.
Just add I would say a cup of it. Just let it. Oh, Jesus, look at that. Are you kidding me right now?
That is really beautiful.
Yeah. It's a little dry. The texture's getting there, though. Just add a little more. Keep working it in. Work it, get it. See? It's sticky as hell. As you're kneading this or mixing it, you want it to be more, as I said, the consistency of Play-Doh, not clay. And it'll be clumpy until you work everything in. And even if there's not enough pepper Kool-Aid, you can still always add
Just
more water. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but you see, when you squeeze it, it cracks a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what you don't want.
The cracking noise.
Yeah.
Or is it more of a feeling?
It's
Oh, I hear it.
the cracks itself.
Oh, yeah.
So that's not Play-Doh, that's still clay.
Gotcha.
If you want to add the rest of that.
I do.
Ooh, oh my God, look at that.
I really love how I love how the technique is getting passed from person to person like this. This is so much cooler than just learning it from reading a book or watching a video.
Well,
we appreciate you watching the video. Now we're going to weigh the dough balls. What did you say, 40 grams?
35, 40.
Okay.
I mean, it ultimately depends on how large of a tortilla you want. I like a 5-inch bad boy, smaller street tacos.
2 bites.
But yeah, right, dude. A bite and a half, it doesn't matter. But I mean, if you have a larger press, sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want, how you want.
Gotcha. Now, what temperature does the dough need to be?
Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Some people let it sit. Some people do it right off the rip. I honestly, I've done it both ways, and it's kind of clear cut, it just works regardless.
So could you refrigerate your dough ball and then bring it out like the next day and press them then?
I would assume.
Okay.
It's like very similar to like a pie crust, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So probably you want to bring it up to like room temperature, let it get a little.
Yeah, yeah, because they go directly on like a medium-high cast iron skillet.
I gotcha. Yeah, so we probably like temper the dough a little bit if we put it in the
play with
fridge.
it a little bit, get to know your dough.
So 40 grams.
35, 40, you know, you just kind of eyeball it, and I'm never right on the first try, but when you roll your dough into your ball, just give it a light pressure.
Okay.
And you want it to be about the size of like a 50-cent piece. Here we go.
Yeah!
You getting me right now? It's 40, baby!
Nice.
So, this is top heavy, so when you place it, it's going to smash forward a little bit. So, you always want to put it just a little off center.
Okay, towards the front.
Yeah, you don't have to go crazy with it. Close up shop. Now, when you're putting your pressure on here, don't go nuts.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just nice and soft, nice and slow, and just to level it out, always give it a nice turn. Give the old HIFO. And that, folks, is a tortilla. Rule of thumb, when you take the plastic off, you know you've added too much water if it sticks.
Okay. Oh, that's beautiful.
We talk about,
baby. And I love how the edges are so nice. They're not jagged at all.
They're nice like you.
How? I wondered if you'd have to like trim them up with a biscuit cutter or something, but they look perfect.
No, man, they don't have to be pretty. They just have to taste pretty.
Well, they are pretty.
Yeah.
I would think that if you didn't have the plastic as a barrier, that some dough would build up on the press, and then it would get stickier and stickier as time went on.
It absolutely does, because this is cast iron.
Right.
It's coarse as hell.
Right.
And I don't want to be out here like with a spatula or anything like that.
And this looks
picking out dough.
This looks like you just trimmed up a freezer bag
from Aldi. Yeah. You got the top off and the sides.
Yeah.
Make sure it's large enough. Bada bing, bada boom, tortilla time. When I lay these down, I like to stagger them a little bit that way, because if they pile, they might stick. It's going to weigh down, and then because these cook relatively quick, so you want to make sure that you could just grab them and go.
Okay. Can I try one?
Are you kidding me right now? You're the expert.
So am I doing much with it right now? Like working with it? It's just getting it into a ball here. Okay, we're going to do a little front of center here. Does that look good? Okay. All right, and this folds down.
Yep.
And I assume you want to keep that plastic pretty flat so you're not putting crinkles in the dough.
Give it the old spin cycle.
Yeah. Was that enough pressure, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, perfect. Oh,
look at that! My first tortilla.
I helped. Look at that.
I love this, man. The whole reason I started the Vagabond Chef was so that I could learn more about cooking. I love it. We got a smoky pan. Now what?
Tortillas are pressed.
Tortillas are pressed.
You can oil your pan, or you cannot. You can do this on a griddle, non-stick. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you're just cooking tortillas. Lay it in there. Oh my goodness. So you let this guy hang out 45 seconds, 60 seconds.
So we're cooking these on medium-high heat, but we got really good smoky pan first and foremost, because as soon as those tortillas come in contact with that cast iron, we want to instantly get a sear on that, right?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And you can start flipping. So how you know you've done it correctly, the first flip, see, it's getting there. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to let it do its thing for about another 30 seconds, and then do one more flip. And if it's done perfect, you're going to see it lift.
Okay, it's going to bubble up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like frying bologna.
Yeah, exactly like that.
And then we can see the color that's coming here from the first time around.
You want to taste this?
I was going to say, inquiring minds got to know.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Oh.
it's so good. That is so good. You're never gonna buy something like this in the store. You gotta make this.
Oh
at
my
home.
god.
You gotta
Got a
do it
little bit of a
yourself.
spicy kick. Mm-hmm. Oh my boy.
Straight out of the skillet too. It's just so warm and inviting. These are already the best tacos I've ever had, and all we have is a tortilla.
Man, the spruced up tortilla is a game changer. Mm-hmm. What about that depth of flavor, baby?
Not only were those some of the best tortilla shells I have ever had in my life, but I loved how he infused them with those peppers. And I think that's a great way to look at food in general. Food is a vehicle. How can I add other flavors on that ride? So I'm really curious to hear what you think maybe I should try. You know, I've played around with macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, a lot of different things to add those flavors in there. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll try it out here on the channel. And hey guys, don't forget to get over there and smash that subscribe button.